acid. So these are having the characteristics of the lower, or you can say they have the small ionic radii, they have the higher positive charge, they have strong solvation power, they usually will have the empty orbital in the valence shell, means outer shell will be vacant, okay, and they will be having higher energy of lowest occupied molecular orbital. So if you have a characteristics which matches with this definition, you will call that species as a hard acid. Okay, so what may be the soft acid? Soft acids are those molecules which has even the smaller radii with the higher positive charge, okay, strong solvation power, and you will have the situation where the criteria is different here, okay. So they try to put the relevant definition for these aspect, okay. So similarly they used to define hard and soft bases also. If you look into the hard bases, these are characterized by smaller ionic charge, ionic radius, sorry, and strong solvation power. They will have the higher electronegativity and weak polarizability with the higher energy of the highest occupied molecular orbital. So we will just take this aspect in coming slides, okay. So what may be the species which can be put into the soft as a soft basis, okay. So these should be having energy which will be having the characteristics of higher polarizability, and they will have low energy of the highest occupied molecular orbitals, okay. And there are the category which is not defined by certain peculiar characteristics, and they lie in between these two hard and soft criteria. So we used to put those molecules in a borderline area, okay. So we will explain in the next slide how you can have different molecules which can be either classified as a hard acid or soft bases, or as a borderline acids, okay. So if you look into the definition, the hard acid are those just like your proton. You have alkali earth metal which has certain positive charge. You can have certain other alkaline earth metals. All these are the uh, classes of the hard acids, okay. So you can see there are certain Lewis acids also, and there are certain hydrogen containing acids, halides compounds, okay, which can be put into the hard acid category, okay, because they used to have certain characteristics which will compel them to put in this category, okay. Similarly the soft acids, there are certain molecules which can be categorized or which can be classified as a soft acids, okay. These are the mostly the transition metal, heavy metals, okay, having plus charge, plus 2 charge, okay. Like this you can have the category of to the soft acid classification, okay. It contains certain metal atom, okay, and the bulky metals. So this category is belongs to mostly these heavy elements where you can have the metal to act as a soft acid rather than the hard acid. So in between, you can see the third category, which is nothing but a borderline category, which have not been classified as a hard acid or as a soft acid. Okay, so these also contain some heavy metals, but the oxidation state is much higher in this case. You can see, so your copper 1 act as a soft acid, whereas a copper 2 used to act as a neither as a hard acid, but it lie in the borderline area. Okay, so this is how you can have different classes. Similarly, if you look into the bases also, okay, bases. may be classified as a hard basis or soft basis. So what may be the criteria which will specify by these species? If you classify certain molecule or certain chemical entity as a hard base, it should have smaller size, okay? It should have certain charge, okay, which may be vary with respect to the soft category. So if you look into the soft bases, so soft bases are usually large in size, okay, and the charge which you will find on such entity, it will be either zero or very low positive charge, okay. So you can have the another criteria which will specify the basis as a soft basis, okay. There is a presence of several uh, valence shell electrons. You will find various excitable valence shell electron if we are talking about the soft bases, okay. So in case of the hard bases, there is absence of d electrons, but you will have a fully d electron occupied in the valence shell. So you can have the comparative aspect which can be clearly indicate that what may be the hard base, what may be the soft base, okay. So what type of the entity or the chemical species you will have either in hard bases and hard soft bases, okay. So mostly you will find light metal ions which can be put in the category of hard bases, whereas there are certain soft bases which is mostly occupied by certain heavy metals, okay. So you can see that there are certain issues that can be put in this way. So this is regarding the acid base. Sorry, this is regarding the acid base. So by mistake it is pasted here. Okay. So this is regarding the hard soft acid base concept. So you can have the classes here. Okay. You can have the classes. You can just look into be the basis can be as a hard and okay, water, you have ammonia. So these are categorized as a hard basis as per the hard soft acid base concept, okay. Whereas the H negative, R negative, cyanide, you have the carbonate. So all these species are classified as a soft basis, okay. They are classified as a soft basis. So if you look into the features, the soft and hard, they are usually having a wide range of difference. When we look into the hard bases, it is usually high electronegative, whereas the soft bases are low electronegative in nature, and they used to have the lower polarizability when we look into the hard bases. And when you look into the soft bases, they will not have the lower polarizability, but they used to have the higher polarizability, okay. And there will be presence of the filled orbitals. The empty orbital may exist at the higher energy level, whereas in case of the soft basis, okay, the partially filled orbital will be there, or there may be some empty orbital with the low lying energy, okay. So these anions may be there, it may be neutral molecules, okay, and it used to be called either as a Lewis base or Lewis base, or it may be called as a ligand, preferably coordinate with the hard acid, okay. Similarly, these are the species which may be anionic, which may be neutral one, okay, known to be a Lewis basis, and they prefer to react with the soft acids, okay. So as per this hard soft acid base concept, okay, the interaction possibly is like this: hard acid will react with the hard base. Similarly, if you have a soft acid, it will prefer to react with the soft base. Okay, and if this is happening, you can expect better stability of the bond and better stability of that particular compound on the basis of this. So hard acid, what may be the hard acid, what may be the hard base, you should know this one, this concept. And whenever you expect that a certain reaction is taking place, and if the combination is occurring in the fashion which we have discussed here, that hard is going to react with the hard, one component of the acid is hard, so it is preferring to bind with the, it will have the preference to bind with the hard base. Okay, just like in your human nature also, you will try to make friendship, or you try to make friends where you matches your similarity, okay, behavior similarity, your interest and your nature. Similarly, in the nature also, in the chemistry also, as per this hard soft acid base concept, they will prefer to bind with the species which will have the similar type of the characteristics. Means hard is going to react with the hard component. Okay, if you have a hard metal, it will prefer to react with the hard ligand. Similarly, if you have the soft metal, it will prefer to react with the soft ligand. Okay, so this is a generalization, but it may not be followed throughout the various aspects of the chemistry. But as per this principle, they try to rationalize the things, that if this type of the correlation exists, we prefer to have the strong complex formation. Okay, we can predict that this compound may be a strong or stable compound. Okay, so what we are discussing the criteria which fulfill by certain acid and base and can be characterized as a strong acid and strong base. Okay, so we have discussed one aspect, that is a polarization. Polarization means you can see when you have the neutral molecule like this ammonia, there is a partial displacement of the charges, one become negative, another become positive. So this used to be going to be uh, have the phenomena of the polarization. Okay, so if you have the entity which may be either as a hard or which may be either as a soft. Okay, so like the ammonia, then if the species has lesser tendency to undergo polarization, okay, means the species is less polarizable, then we used to put that species in the hard category. Okay, if it undergo easily polarization, or the species is polarizable easily, then we used to put that species under the category of the soft. Okay, and this polarizability characteristics will leads to have a better ionic interaction, that is electrostatic interaction. But if you have the highly polarizable species, then it will not have better electrostatic interactions, but it will have the electron sharing capability. Means the behavior will be just like towards the covalent bond formation. Okay, so covalent interaction will be involved here. So this is the basic difference you can keep in your mind when you are talking about hard acid and hard bases, and soft acid and soft bases. So this is the polarization which can explain how you can have the different behavior of hard acid or hard entity which may be acid or base, or soft which may be some soft acid or soft base. Okay, so you can have this concept in your mind, so as to put certain aspect, so that you can have the rational explanation of the certain molecules which can be characterized as a soft acid and hard acid, or soft acid or hard acid, it may be vice versa. So I'm just pulling one question: which of the following species just wait, I am pulling the question. So I have just put this question: which of the following is a hard base? Oh, sorry, hard acid. Okay, so you have three species. The first one is the hydrogen with the negative charge. The second is hydrogen, which is a proton with a positive charge, and the third one is the copper having +2 oxidation state. Okay, so dear student, just put your response in the given pool question. Still 29 students are not responding to the given pool question. Just put your response in the pool box. So the second option is the correct option. That is, as per the definition of hard acid and base, we can classify proton as a hard acid. Okay. Whereas the two other entities are different. Okay, one is base, another is a borderline acid. Okay, so as per the principle of hard soft acid and base, there will be complex formation, and the preference of the bonding formation or complex formation, that will be like this: hard acid will prefer to bind with the hard base, okay, giving the ionic complex, whereas the soft acid prefer to bind with the soft base, giving the covalent complexes. Okay, so means hard acid react with the hard base, and the compound form will be ionic. Okay, and soft acid react with the soft base, and the compound, the nature of the compound will be covalent one. Okay, so these two types of the compound will be stable. Okay, similarly this species will be stable. Okay, as per the definition, as per the concept of the soft, hard soft acid base. Okay, so this is known to be interaction, that is hard soft interactions. Okay, we sometimes used to call it as a HSIP. Okay, this is hard soft interaction principle. So the larger difference exists between the hard acid and hard bases, then there will be a strong ionic interaction. You will have the more ionic character in that bond, and your compound will be strong. Okay. Okay, whereas the electron negativity of the soft acid and soft bases are almost same, and hence they have the lesser ionic interactions. Okay, so the interactions in such cases is covalent type of interactions. Okay, so as per this principle, you will have the interaction which is only possible between the same type of the species, means in terms of its hardness and softness. Hard acid is going to react with the hard base. Similarly, soft acid is going to react with the soft base. If this is occurring, then you're stable, then the compound is stable or the complex is stable. Otherwise, if hard to soft interaction is taking place, then the stability of the complex will not lie. It will be always unstable as per the hard soft acid base concept. Okay, so means you have the situation like this: Hard and hard interaction always leads to stable complexes. Similarly, soft to soft interaction of metal ligand will always produce the stable complex. Okay, whereas the hard and soft will always prefer to have unstable species. Okay, they prefer to form the unstable species. So there will be always instability as per the given concept. Okay, so the interaction between hard acid and soft bases, or soft acid and hard acid or bases, are mostly polar covalent and tends to have more reactive. Okay, so if they are forming, but these seems to be polar covalent and they will have higher reactivity. Okay, so they are lesser stable, as I have explained. Okay, so that is why the polar covalent compound readily form either more ionic or more covalent compound if they allow to react. So reactivity, if such compounds are formed, they will have higher reactivity as compared with the previous hard to hard complexes or soft to soft complexes. So you can have the situation which put these hard and soft bases or hard and soft acid in the different classes, and we can have a clear cut idea by having their characteristics in your mind. Just like this, you have the hard acid, so it will be low polarizable, it will have higher positive charge, it will have smaller size, and it will not easily oxidize, it will not undergo further oxidation easily. Okay, so these characteristics always lie with the hard acid. Okay, so similarly you can have hard bases. Hard bases, what may be the characteristics of the hard bases? It should have the similar character that it should not easily undergo polarization. Okay, so low polarizability will be there, and spread donor orbital will be there, and you will have the higher electronegativity with that group, and it will not easily undergo oxidation. Okay, so this is the characteristics of the hard bases. So if you look into the counterpart of this hard acid, that is soft acid, so they will have the tendency that they can easily undergo polarization, so they will have higher polarizability, and there will be low positive charge on the concerned species, and the size will be comparatively larger. Okay, and they can easily undergo oxidation, so they are easy oxidizable species. Okay, so this is how you can have the definition of the soft acid. So the characteristics which lie with the soft bases, so these are also highly polarizable species with the diffused orbital donor orbitals and low electronegativity, and they can easily oxidizable. Okay, so these are the characteristics which lie with the soft bases. Okay, so if you look into the periodic table, you will have various types of the acid and bases. Okay, so you will find that there is a hard acid which will be around these types of the elements. You can have the species which has tendency to act as a hard acid. Okay, whereas in between the S block and P block, there is another block where we will have the soft acids. Okay, along with certain borderline acids. Okay, so this blue colored jacket reflect the presence of soft acid, just like copper 1, cadmium. So these used to have the tendency, as per the definition which we have discussed in the previous slide, we can categorize these molecules, these not molecules, these entity as soft acids. Okay, and there are certain other entities which cannot be put either as a soft and hard, we put them in a borderline classification. Similar to this, you can have the elements which has tendency to act as a basis. Okay, so these are the bases which may be classified, because we have wide range of ligands, but we are just reflecting certain elements which has tendency to act as a base. Okay, so we cannot have the information regarding ligand on this periodic table, because ligand is a group of different types of the atoms which combine together to form a particular group. So that group may be a soft or it may be hard. Okay, but if you have the elements like this nitrogen, oxygen, fluoride, so they will have tendency to act as a base. Okay, so Pearson or hard acid soft base concept, okay, classify the molecules or entity as hard and soft. So there is another class where this hard can be reflected by a class A and soft can be reflected by another class B. Okay. So when we look into the this classification, so when we used to call class A means we are talking about the hard category. So if you have a hard A metal, which means that it will have smaller size, it will undergo lesser polarization. So classes A and B are the another name of hard and soft entity. Okay, so you should not confuse with class A and class B. Okay, class A means if you are talking of class A acid or class A metal, means it will have smaller size and it will undergo lesser polarization. Okay, and prefer to bind with the non-metals or ligand which will also have smaller size, and they will not have that much polarization. Okay, so this Pearson calls such metal as a hard acid, and we used to call them as a class A metal. Okay, similarly, class B metals are having the large size. They are easily polarizable and prefer to bind with non-metals or ligand having similar properties. Okay, so that is called as a soft acid, but the another name is the class B metal. Okay, so this is the classification as A and B. Okay, A is used for the hard and B class is used for the soft category. So sometimes some has put this hardness in terms of Pearson absolute hardness given by this row. So it is basically we used to have the qualitative aspect, but in certain books you can find that they used to denote this absolute hardness by a formula that is I is nothing but ionization energy minus electron affinity divided by 2. Okay, so in certain literature you will find that I if is equivalent to highly occupied molecular orbitals. So you can see these are the molecular orbitals. Some are fully occupied or highly occupied, some are lowest occupied molecular orbitals. So A correspond to the ionization energy uh, of the one type of the orbital, and another is correspond to another type of the energy of the another type of the molecular orbital. So ionization is considered equivalent to the highest occupied molecular orbital energy, whereas the electron affinity is correspond to the values of the lowest unoccupied molecular orbital. Okay, so in this fashion they used to predict this absolute Pearson hardness. Okay, so this is not a fixed one, but try to elaborate how you can correlate the things. Moreover, the concept is more or less qualitative. Okay, when we look into the Pearson aspect. So if you know the value of this hardness, so you can get the value related to the softness. It is the inverse of the hardness value. Okay, so this is are the similar aspect which is covered in the previous uh, slide. So you can have certain examples of such type of the moieties, which can be either as a hard or strong acid and base. Just looking into the example of gold. Okay, so gold is Au plus. This is a soft acid. Okay, so it will prefer to form the compound with the ligand, which should be a soft one. Okay, it will prefer to bind with the soft ligands. So we have cyanide, you have phosphorus, uh, triphenyl. So all these type of the compounds are stable because there is a soft to soft interaction. Your metal is soft, your ligand is soft. Okay, and ultimately the compound form is also stable. So this is stable compound. So this is the example you can have in various literatures, that how this atom, which is a hard acid combined with the ligand, which is sorry, this is a metal which is a soft acid, which prefer to bind with the soft ligand. So this is a soft interactions. Similarly, you can have similar interactions here. So this is one example. Similarly, we have very hard metals just like aluminum 3. So it will prefer to react with the hard base. Okay. So this hard metal is going to react with the hard base. Okay. This is hard and this is also hard. So you have formation of this one. Okay, it can explain, or you can just have the example of ambident ligands, means the ligand which has tendency to bind with the metal by two different sides. Okay, just like this one, this is thiocyanate. Okay, so it has two binding side. Either there is a binding of the ligand with the metal from the sulfur side, or it may bind with the nitrogen side. Okay, it has two active side for binding. Okay, so what type of binding you can expect, means out of these two, which will going to bind with the metal, it depends upon the type of the metal in contact. If you have the situation, if we look into the ligand, that is the thiocyanate, you will find that it has sulfur and nitrogen, as I have explained here. Okay, but if you have the metal just like your gold, then instead of nitrogen, sulfur is going to bind. Okay, so you will have this type of the complex. But if you have a iron instead of gold, then the iron is not going to bind with the sulfur, but the nitrogen is going to bind with the iron. Okay, so this is on the basis of the interaction which we have. Okay, because this is hard and it is going to have interaction with the hard. Here the gold is soft, it is going to have interaction with the soft base, that is the sulfur atom. Okay, of this ligand. So this can be explained. Okay, so you can see from here the nitrogen bonding in this complex is taking place with this one. Okay, because this is hard, so naturally this will be the hard one. Similarly, the sulfur binding is taking place in this complex, which is a gold containing complex, through linkage between gold and sulfur. Okay, because this is soft and this is also, sulfur is also soft uh, base, so there will be a soft interaction. So this can be explained in such type of the compounds or complexes. Okay, so now coming to the application part, we have just discussed what are the hard acid, what are the hard bases, what are their actual aspect, which is of a paramount importance for the chemist. We can have the principle which explain that there is a stable complex formation when you have a similar type of the entity interacting with each other. Either they should be bonding between hard and hard, okay, or either the bonding should be between the soft and soft. Only then you can have the stable complex. If this is not occurring in the bond formation, then the complex will not be a stable one, okay. So this uh, had hard soft acid base principle used to explain a variety of the chemical reactions. We can have certain rational explanation regarding the aspect which can be studied. So we will take this in the next lecture. So now I'm just pulling certain questions. Which of the following? If you have a bond formation and you have the option that the ligand is not a simple ligand but it has a tendency to act as a bidentate, okay, or you have more than one active site on the particular ligand, so what site will be explored for the binding, okay. So which of the following will bind with the sulfur atom of this thiocyanate? I'm just pulling the. So you have to find out which may be the soft, which may be the hard component. So this is your question. Just look into the question and respond to the given pool question. Okay. I have explained the basic difference when you have a thiocyanate. Okay, so it is a ambident ligand. It will have tendency to bind with the incoming reactant by two sides. But which atom of that particular ligand will be explored for binding? That depends on the incoming or reacting species, whether the species is hard or whether it's a soft one, okay, because this ligand has both component, both atoms, which one of which is hard and another is soft one, okay. So if there is a hard reactant coming approaching towards this ligand, so naturally it will have hard and hard interactions, okay. That hard component will try to interact, okay, whereas the soft component will not make any bond with this one. So if you look into this question, so the second option is the correct option. Okay, this is because of the fact that this gold one is a soft acid. Okay, whereas this ligand, that is thiocyanate, you can see it has three atoms. One is sulfur, another carbon, and nitrogen. So nitrogen and sulfur label. So sulfur is a soft gold one. Okay. So it will prefer to react with the gold one. So you will have the interaction which will persist between the gold and sulfur component. Okay. But if you talk about the nitrogens, then nitrogen will get chance when iron 3 is added, okay. Then you will have the combination where the nitrogen is going to combine with the iron. So this is how you can judge the stability of the complex. If it is not occurring in the fashion as we have discussed in the hard soft acid base concept, then the complex seems to be unstable, okay. So thank you to all of you. Now you can just